Yamamoto Nutrition, proud sponsor of RxMuscle. Visit YamamotoNutrition.com.
Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Yamamoto Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today we're back with a story that just never stops giving to us. More information comes out every day. More people approach me. It's the Rich Piana story. And today our guest is the legendary in our industry, Mac Trucc. Finally made it to the program. What's up, man?
What up? Man, what's going on?
You've been a popular guy the last 6 months in the bodybuilding industry, man. You're all over the place. I mean, it started at the LA Fit Expo with that little confrontation you had with Rich Piana, where you threw a punch at him, and it was, the punch heard around the world, so to speak, because everyone was talking about that big story. You used to be a 5% nutrition athlete. Working with Rich, there was some sort of something went on. I'm going to ask you about that in a little bit. But how did you first meet Rich Piana? Why don't you start with that?
Oh, man, I met Rich Piana about 4 years ago at the first Orange County Fit Expo. I met him there. I was just going there to be a spectator, because I always loved the sport. So I was just going there to try to see as many athletes that I can possibly see. And so when I ran across Rich, I just seen this guy so huge sideways. I never seen a person huge sideways, either front or from the back you could see a person huge. So I was like, damn, that's the dude from YouTube. So I just started pretty much following him up the aisles and trying to get his attention and everything, and then I lost him. So then I went up a totally different aisle. And then that's when I seen him, and and then he noticed me. He was like, oh, shit, you about to do a competition? Because it was a bodybuilding competition and everything. I was like, nah, I don't compete. Like, I've been stopped competing and everything. And he was just telling me how I should and invited me into the booth. Because when I met him, it wasn't 5%. It was Love It, Kill It and Mutant. He was still signed with Mutant. So I met him way before the whole 5% thing.
Welcomed you almost into the 5% nutrition family, or whatever it was called back then, the Love It, Kill It family, with all the clothing he was selling. Pretty openly then. Did you guys become friends at some point?
Oh, we actually became friends right off top. So once we exchanged numbers and everything, then it went from me getting an Instagram page. I know nothing about Instagram, to started doing workout videos and hanging out. So we had developed a friendship really fast.
Mm-hmm. Where did it go wrong? Yeah. At what point and how long into the relationship did all of a sudden something happen where you said, you know what, this is not the guy I thought he was, I don't want to be friends with him anymore? What happened?
No, well, when it was still cool, it was we did the LA Expo in 2013. Then we went out to Ohio. When we was in Ohio, that's when I stopped coming around in Ohio, because we were supposed to go train. So after the first day, we were supposed to go train. He was telling me, look, just meet me at the hotel in my lobby. So I waited for 2 hours, calling his phone. He never hit me back until once I get to my room, maybe a half hours later. So right then and there, I was like, that's disrespectful. When I get back to LA, I'm just done with him. So I was done with him. And then one of my buddies got sick. That's when 5% nutrition started coming.
Mac, we're having some trouble hearing you. We're going to get him back on the phone. Johnny will get him back on. So Mac was in the 2013 Arnold, from what I'm gathering. He was waiting for Rich in the lobby to go train. Rich never showed up. But then again, Rich, is busy when he goes to the Arnold. I know what it's like when they go to the Arnold. There's 4,000 people pulling you in every direction possible. So I don't think that would be the big excuse why something went wrong. When we get Mac back, Johnny will tell me, and we'll find out exactly what happened. All right, Mac, What happened? So Rich stood you up in the lobby, made you wait a long time, but that's not going to end your friendship with him. What else transpired after that?
Well, after that, I just stopped for like maybe 8 months, and then when we got right back together, like maybe 2014 and all of this, and then we was being cool again and all. So let's just fast forward it to January. So prior up to the Fit Expo, this was like maybe 2016, started like November or whatnot. It was a whole lot of bullcrap because his wife and my wife was friends. We all hug out and everything.
Which wife is this? So just so we clarify.
Right.
The girl from overseas, right?
Right. Sarah. Iceland.
Okay.
Right. So they friends and everything. So him and Sarah gets into it. She calls my wife. She's like talking about how she's fearing for her life and all of that shit. And, me being a friend, I text him like, bro, your wife, just my wife, she's saying that shit's crazy up there and all this shit. I'm just letting you know that she's trying to come down to my house. You want me to let her come down to my house until shit cool down or what? He was like, yeah, no problem, brother. Yeah, okay. So right after that, I guess they get into it again because she called and told my wife about what was going on. So he was hot. So then she started telling my wife, like, oh my God, if Mac Trucc know how bad he talks about him and how bad Rich is, he'd never be Rich's friend. He'll want to beat Rich's ass. So it was a whole lot of crap was going on in his household that was spilling over to mine, and I still never held that against him.
Right, because she was pissed off. She was pissed off, obviously. So she might have been bad mouthing. She might have been bad mouthing Rich just to get you pissed off at him too. There's a possibility of that, right?
Yeah, it's a possibility. So I didn't even feed into that shit.
Right.
But when they was going to put after that, Rich was like kind of like walking on eggshells with me because he didn't know what she said, and then he didn't know if I was going to react. But I didn't care because, like, I'm an ex-stripper. You deal with women that's going to be spreading all type of shit as it is.
Right.
Now, Rich put out a video because what happened, like, I put a video on YouTube promoting certain stuff, he'll put a counter video. And Rich saying subliminals. And by that way, he can always say that, oh, it wasn't about you. So when he put a video out about RxMuscle, but taking all them jabs towards me, like, these small YouTube dudes, insecure, you're at Cali. So I was like, damn, dude, like, next time you try to put a video out like that, come at me. Don't send subliminals and give a genuine shout out to Cali. Don't be trying to give him a shout out when you know Cali don't fuck with you.
So what did Rich say? Hold on, let me stop you for a minute because it's a little hard to hear you. What did Rich say about RxMuscle?
He was like, the video is on YouTube. He was like, I'm about to give a shout out to one of the only guys that I know. He's not insecure. He don't talk shit about anybody. He's mind his own business because these small YouTube channel guys with they small views always talking shit. Like, he was just going and going and going. And I knew it was subliminals about me.
Why do you think that?
So when I confronted him about it, then he texted me. He texted me like, what's going on with this and that? So all I said was, you know what, Rich? I don't have time for no more of these fakes, all this fake shit and all these lies. I'm cool on you. Then he was like, oh, why you acting like a little bitch? You acting like a little bitch. I was like, oh, hold on, Blair. So then it was like a whole bunch of keyboard warrior shit going on. So as he was talking, I said, so then he was like, oh, I'll be in LA January 2nd to the night. I was like, all right, say no more then on site. I said, don't worry about it. I have 50 of my niggas with me then. Because I know you're going to have peoples at your booth. And then he was like, oh, you don't want to fight? Oh, you scared? I said, I told you it's on site. So he was like, oh, you did good? Dude, I said it's on site. On site means as soon as I see you, we going to have problems. Not I got a gun, not I'm not want to fight you, not none of that. So then he started posting stuff on Instagram. I'm posting stuff on Instagram. So then when he got out here on the 2nd, I texted him. right away on the second. I said, hey, it's the second. You said that you don't want to fight in the streets. We're going to go to the cage. I'll meet you at Mac Trucc then. He texts me back. My plane is delayed in Houston or some shit. So I text back. I said, all right, I cleared my schedule. I'll wait for you. He texts back an hour later. He was like, I'm sorry your schedule is clear. I have better things to do than to be, better things to do in LA than to be done with you. Go make some money, homie. So I was like, oh, okay. Right then and there, I put on Instagram, I said, I can see right now, clear as day, that Rich don't want no smoke, so I'm going to leave it alone because I'm not a bully. So I left it alone. I even left it alone. He was all awesome. Oh, go back to the strip club, dance with a G-string in your ass, you broke, you a bum, you living on your wife. Like, he was just coming out of the closet with all type of just stuff to where I know that's how he felt. And the one thing Rich know is I'm not broke. I'm not a bum. And I ain't danced, I ain't stripping so long. So it's like he thought that he can hit below the belt and it was gonna do something. I didn't care still. I was like, whatever. When I see that once he got out here, he didn't want to fight. That's why I went to the expo trying to sell some shirts to my fans and mind my own business. I stopped at the booth because there's still people at 5% that I'm cool with. Right. But Rich did not let me walk past that booth without him saying something because, you know, the peoples would have been like, damn, Mac Trucc in the same place with Rich, they didn't do nothing. Oh, they fake. So that's why it escalated to that crap.
Oh. Now let me ask you a question. During all this bad-mouthing back and forth and phone calls and stuff like that, did you ever hear Rich utter a racist word out of his mouth during that time to you?
No, because we were just texting.
Right, but he never said anything racist to you, did he?
No, he never said that because we wasn't verbally speaking. We was talking through text.
Okay.
And all of this text was just jabs. It was just jabs. And then mine would be a whole lot of like, don't worry about it. I'll send them the address. Like, just meet me here then. Don't worry about it on site. I wouldn't say too much because I don't do too much talking. When it's supposed to, when the heat is on, the heat is on. And he was like, oh, look, y'all. So then he started going on Instagram like, look, y'all, I told y'all, he's all talk. He was like, I have 300 text messages from you. You're more whiter than me and all of this shit. You never talk like this. I said, Rich, you never gave me a reason to show you this side. Right. I said, so why would you say that? Why would I have to talk all ignorant around you for you to be like, oh, okay, this dude is from the streets? I shouldn't have to.
Right. No, I understand that. That makes sense. And you're trying to get away from that, obviously. You don't want that image. You know, you try to, you know, bodybuilding is a separate life for you, and you don't want to have to bring it back to the streets. I know we've talked about this before, and I can respect that tremendously. So you get by the booth, and what does Rich say to you that gets you hot under the collar? What did he say to you when you came to the booth?
Well, I never was mad that whole time.
Well, he got you mad. He got you mad, though. What did he say to you?
Like, I wasn't hot at all. It's just once Rich came down there, tapped me, I knew the cameras was on then all of a sudden because he started getting loud. He like, oh, Mac Trucc, can we take a... He was like, Mac Trucc. So I hear my name, I turn around. He like, man, can we take a walk? He was humble when he asked that. I said, what, you want to get down? Because I'm like, from before me and you seen each other, it was about fighting. It wasn't about nothing else. He was like, yeah. Oh, and that's when I started dropping my shoulders because I know he a bully.
Right.
So I'm like, I got to feel superior now. So I'm dropping my shoulders like, man, you know, your people's good. And he started getting real loud. So while he getting loud, it was like maybe 3 feet in between us. I'm trying to get closer to him. So as he getting loud with I still with the man, so I jabbed him in the mouth because I wanted to mush him in the face. But if I'd have mushed, I would have missed. So I just jabbed him. He was so far, and that was strictly to let him know, like, like you can't talk like you talking to your woman.
Right. Now, if people didn't jump in, would it have escalated? Would you have gone, you know, full all out on Rich, or was it just like a one strike type of thing you were looking for?
No, listen. When I jabbed him, I followed through with the left because I thought that we was about to get down, so I followed through right away with my left. And then that's when Alex started running from the side to blindside me, and that's when I stutter stepped up out of that little area.
Right. So then
still it all out.
You've been involved in obviously altercations like this before on the street. I mean, you know how to fight. It's obvious. I saw the way you were moving in the video. You were prepared, obviously, for an all-out fight, I assume, with other people getting involved.
You say what now?
I said I could see that you know how to fight. You could just watch how you move, and obviously you're not, you're a street-savvy fighter. Were you prepared for like an all-out melee with, his guys versus your guys? Was that something you were ready for?
No, because it was only 4 of us. So, like I said, when I texted him and then he didn't want to meet at Metroflex, I thought it wasn't going to be anything. Had I felt that way, I would have had more of my guys with me.
Right.
But I didn't go there feeling that way. I wouldn't have, my butt lost his wallet there, so I wouldn't have been there with no IDs and wallets. I wouldn't have been wearing no 501s and my jewelry. I would have been wearing a full-blown gym outfit. So right. I expect that. But I knew that my chances wasn't great once it started out because it was more of them. But when I see that they didn't want to do anything, I'm like, okay, whoever get close to me, I'm just going to swing on it because they shouldn't get close to me.
Right.
Because before Alex came and hit my dude, I was telling them, like, don't worry about it. We'll catch y'all after this. And I turned around to walk away. I was like, don't worry about it. We'll just finish this later after the expo. But Alex come run up, and that's when Alex had to get beat under the table.
Yeah, he's the only one who really got hurt in the whole thing, unfortunately. Now, once this happened, I had reached out to you. We talked on the phone. And you said, you know what, I don't want to get involved with this. This is not who I am. I don't want to get involved with talking about this. And you kind of let it go, okay? Which I thought was a mature way to be. I thought it was very mature. Seeing that, you had every right to want to get your side of the story out, but you said, you know what, I'm just going to let it go. And now, months later, all of a sudden, an girlfriend of Rich's sends you a tape, a racist tape, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to release this. Why did you decide to release that tape?
The reason why I released it, because he's a role model. If I looked up to this man, I know hundreds of thousands of people looked up to him. Right. So for me hearing that, it didn't only let the fans down, it let me down hearing that type of talk coming from a role model. And when he was just saying nigger lover, and then he didn't, at first it was supposed to be that he's trying to belittle her because of the dude that she's talking to. Then when he said black nigger bitch, is when I was like, oh, wait a minute, I got to release this because this is personal on how he really feels. This is not to tear her down.
Right.
Because this is what it was a minute. It kicks her on the feet. It's like it was just too much. So like, you know what? I'm releasing this because I'm like, he has a lot of people blind in food, and then when you try to say the 10 years and all that, one thing about recording with phones and all of this, it keeps the date. That was 2013.
It was. Okay, so that was only 4 years. That was only 4 years ago, is what you're saying. Now,
right. So, and then when I'm listening to it, I was like, damn, I know this is true because of what his last wife was saying to my wife. So right then and there, I knew it was true. I'm like, wow. And right then and there, I was like, okay, I'm going to share this.
Right.
And I shared it.
Point blank, do you think Rich Piana is a racist? Do you think Rich Piana is a racist?
Well, I think everybody have a racism in them, but it's different levels. With his, it was anger behind it.
Right.
We all make racist jokes or whatever, but not with like anger behind it. It was malicious, and I was like, it was different. Right. You know what I'm saying? Had he been like, damn, you letting this black nigga kiss you, Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like black dudes now? I thought you, like, it would have been different. I'm like, oh, shit, I can't do nothing with that.
Right.
But it's, you need to hang yourself. It was like, damn, I'm black. So you look at me as being the lowest thing on earth. You was like that was just the worst. So that's why I was like, nah, it's deeper than that because he picked his words very wisely. Rich is not an idiot. Rich is smart. And he's a fast thinker. So I know he thought all that out before then. That's why when I released the second one, it was a totally different tone, and he was still on that same energy.
Right. Now,
you know,
if Rich really didn't like black people, do you think that he would have ever befriended you when he first met? Because the story of you first meeting, it seems like he welcomed you. I mean, he had no reason to. He just said, "Hey, you look great," you know. And not only did he welcome you into his little company family, but he also made you his friend. I mean, you guys were kind of hung out together. So I can't see how I'm just wondering, because I can't see how a racist person would want to hang out with someone who they don't really, you know, if they don't really like that race, you know?
Well, you have different types of races. You can have those that just hate to see their kind with another kind.
Right.
And he might be that type of person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So you don't think he's an outright racist like person though? Rich
never treated me like, I'm saying, it was new to me. Rich never treated me like, oh, this is my black friend. He never introduced me like, oh, this is my black athlete.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying it was so that, like, I'm telling you, like, it let me down. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, regardless of the fact, I still tell people he gave me a platform. I'm never going to deny that, regardless if I'm cool with him or not. You see what I'm saying? I'm still going to have that part of respect for him. But respect as a man for him, I'm not, because he went out the coward way.
Do you think that maybe Rich just, as his fame grew, became, I don't know, you know how some people just kind of lose touch with where they came from, their roots, so to speak, and maybe they think they're a little better than everyone else? You think that could be what happened maybe? Because it seems like he treats his friends pretty good. I mean, aside from what happened with you guys, it seems like maybe his relationships aren't so great.
Like the whole thing is, he's just fake, dude. Because it's other people. Like, I'm not gonna talk about like other folks that he talked about like a dog to because they still signed to him and they still friends. So that got nothing to do with. So. If talk bad about people that he see cool in their face, the minute they leave, he's trashing them. It's just he's a really good actor.
Yeah, yeah.
And he might just be the type of person that hates his race with another race outside of his. So, and that's still racist, but at the same time, that might be the type of racist he is. That don't mean that he hates black. I didn't say Rich hates people. Never said that he hates black people. That never came out of my mouth, and I'm not going to ever say that he hates black people, because I always would joke and tell Rich he's the blackest white person I know because he do everything like a black person. Bad credit, fucking tattoos, getting dark-ass fucking skin, fucking expired registration on his vehicle. Like, Rich is the blackest white person I know. I always joked and told him that. That's why when I heard that, it let me down.
Right, right. Do you think the public should forgive Rich? Would you forgive him for his apology? After his apology?
Well, really, it don't matter what the public thinks. At the end of the day, his platform is large enough. His fan base is large enough. As long as they support it, it'll all fresh over. So it's just the people needed to see that he's not perfect.
Right.
He has flaws. You see what I'm saying? He has insecurities just like everyone else. It's just when you have a large platform like that and you a role model, that type of stuff shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That's just like right now. I have a nice sized platform. If my fans found out like, oh, Mac Trucc just went out there and slapped the shit out of an old lady or smacked on some kids, like that'll let people down.
Right. What about, you said you come from the streets. I'm sure you have some skeletons in your closet of stuff that you're not proud that you did. What if someone had that on tape and released it? How would you defend that? You really can't. Because we've all done stuff we're ashamed of, I'm sure.
Well, the difference between me, like I put my documentary out and walk people through the walk of my life and everything. The difference between me, I go at shit head first. There's nothing I got to worry about coming out because I would hide being a stripper. Come on now. Right, the person here stripper, they think, oh, this guy is gay. But in LA, it's not about that. LA is 95% people that can't get a job because of their criminal background. Right. Me, I was just blessed to have my stuff expunged, and I'm still clean. So I was just blessed. I beat the odds, and each day I'm trying to beat the odds. So it's not like I have much to hide. I'm not portraying that I'm perfect. My YouTube videos, I'm cussing, I'm drunk, I'm drinking. So it's like, and I say exactly what I want. So it's not like something's going to come out like, oh, Mac Trucc was a stripper. Yeah, like, no. It's like, what can they, oh, Mac Trucc and his mom, they get along. I put all that out there. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. I'm not trying to portray an image. I am who I am. Right. And if the people's going to love it, they're going to love it. If they're going to hate it, they're going to hate it. But I am who I am, and I only know how to be me, and I'm comfortable with it. Right. You know, I embrace it.
Have you ever told off a girlfriend that didn't do right by you?
Have I ever what?
Told off, like had a really nasty argument with a girlfriend who maybe didn't do right by you?
Nah, not really. I just walk away because, like, I was just used to having at least, no lie, about 65 women at a time. I'm just was used, like I'm not going to sit here and argue. You can see look at the expo. I wasn't arguing with Rich. I was like, really? He talking, bah! I'm not going to argue. Right. I'm not going to get my blood pressure up. You know what I mean? I'm not stressed out. I'm going to fight to remove myself.
Right.
Yeah. Because I have 3 daughters. You see what I'm saying? 3 daughters and 3 goddaughters. That's I got to be a role model for them. So I'm not going to sit here and belittle a woman. Yes, I was a male exotic dancer, but I performed and gave a fantasy. I didn't sit here and lie to these women to like talk them out of what they had. Like I didn't do anything like that. I did things totally different. That's why I don't have to worry about nothing coming from my past. Right. Is Mac Trucc a game changer? No, Mac Trucc is a game member. I'm not on nobody's corner anymore. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's nothing about me that's gonna hurt me as a person because I'm rough-edged all the way around. Right. You know, I'm rough. And I know that I treat people good, and I know I respect everyone, you know. And it's just, unfortunately, things went the way they went with me and Rich, and it's sad because I really thought that he was one that liked to see his protege elevate past them. Like me, I'm raising my kids to surpass me. Yeah. I don't want to raise my kids where they have to depend on me and live in my shadow.
No, I hear
then that means I do my job right.
No, that's the right way to be, obviously. Now, a lot of people would say Mac Trucc did this because he just wanted to get hits. He wanted to use Rich Piana to get more notoriety to his YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, Rich said that when I interviewed him, that a lot of people do this or talk about him because they know as soon as the name Rich Piana is in the title of the video, it's going to get more hits. Well, how do you answer to that person who would say something like that to you?
Well, to me, when I put something about Rich, mine is all facts. I'm not just making up some shit like Profit Muscle and all these other dudes. So it's not like I'm putting out stuff for hits because, for one, I'm in the music industry. I'm around nothing but celebrities. If I want to be famous, I just go fire on one of them.
Right.
You know, or just smack one of them. I'm not fit to go to no fitness or something to where a person only got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. No, I'm going to get a real celebrity if I want that type of look because nothing good came out of that for me. Yeah. It didn't gain any positive from that. You know, if I didn't have a thick enough skin, them people, they were coming at me so much and having children's services come into my house, having cops come to my house for like 2 months straight. So, like, didn't gain anything from that. I'm not, like, videos I put out, I don't put out for hits. I put out what I want to put out. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not coming with gimmicks. Like, oh, let me see if I can eat this cheesecake in 2 minutes. You got those that do it for hits, and you got those that want to give to the public and give the people something. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to give the people insight to fitness and regular life and all of this.
All right, so what I'm gathering from this is you were friends with Rich, you enjoyed his friendship, you found out maybe he wasn't the crazy, impressive celebrity that you thought he was. Maybe, you found out that he was a mortal person with foibles, whatever they were. Obviously, you had the little exchange with him at the LA Fit Expo. There was some bad stuff said back and forth between you two. You were surprised when his ex-girlfriend, who's obviously got it out for him, it's pretty obvious, she's trying to do anything in her power to get this guy out. I know she sent you a lot of stuff. You didn't put up most of the stuff because you thought it was garbage. You put up this one tape because you thought it was important for Rich's fans to see that, hey, this guy, has, skeletons in his closet that, that a role model necessarily shouldn't have. The point was taken. Rich apologized. You seem like a man of forgiveness. I mean, you've been given second chances in your life. You said, before, you were a guy of the street. You got a second chance. You're doing what you love now. Why can't you and Rich sit down? Rich said he'd be willing to do this and iron this out. Apologize to each other and move past it as either friends or just acquaintances in the industry. Why can't you do that? Did we lose him? I'm the most important thing I said in the whole show. All right, we're going to try to get Mac Trucc back. Because I don't understand it, because it seems like they actually liked each other. It seems like they were good friends. There was maybe a misunderstanding. And, I've experienced this too. A lot of times, people befriend me and they think that I'm like this mythical person. And then when they find out that I have a life and I have responsibilities, I can't do everything that maybe they think I could do. Maybe they could feel disappointed in me. And so I can understand how that could happen. Now, Mac, I don't know if you heard what I said. I was asking you, why can't you and Rich sit down like men and iron this out and get past this?
Well, there's no reason to sit down with him. Once he went physical, the best thing to do is just stay on my way and don't do what you did at the expo, thinking that you're gonna loud talk me and approach me. Just protect your fans, because I don't care what rich fans think about him. That was strictly to let my following, my peoples, and the peoples that support me and that's on the fence to see, So I don't care about what his fans think about him. His fans supposed to be diehard, so no matter what he do, they supposed to just stick and ride with him.
Right.
So I don't care about none of that. But as far as me and him, I'm done with it, and I was done with it, and he knew I was done with it because I posted on social media. So for him to approach me like that at the expo, I could never trust his word.
Right.
Because I left home. So then I know he's just a good actor. He's a good actor, and I don't have time for that because I don't know how to be fake. I don't know how to blow smoke up a person's ass, and I just can't do it. So
you have no desire to be friends with Rich anymore?
Nah, I'm cool.
Do you forgive him? Do you forgive him? Do you take his apology at face and forgive him for what was said in the past?
No, that's on him to live with. He don't need my forgiveness. That's on him to live with. All I say is, if you're going to be a role model, continue to be a role model. And if stuff come out, own it. Don't say, oh, I didn't know that was me. Don't say I'm sorry. Don't be sorry for getting caught. It's like, just own it. And he was trying to just point the blame on why he said, don't nobody care why you said it. Just own it. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. Now I heard rumors, and I don't know if you know this, the answer to this question. I heard rumors that Rich left California, not because he was trying to move closer to his supplement company, but because he was afraid of people you know. Is that true, you think? Did you guys drive Rich out of Dodge? That's the question.
I hear so much stuff about why he moved and all of this crap, but I don't know. I just know that it was a lot of people out here that had a lot of bad blood towards him and for him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll take that at face value. Well, I appreciate you coming on here and giving your side of the story, because a lot of people don't know where this came from or why you put this out. And it's important to give perspective to both sides. And that's why I agreed, and I wanted to have you on the show initially. And I think I have a better understanding of what it is now. But it seems like, while you don't really want to be involved with being Rich's friend, I don't get the vibe that you think he's a downright nasty racist. That's the takeaway message I'm getting. Am I correct?
Well, like I said, I know he's not he's racist. Let's get that straight. But like I said, it could be because he probably the type of racist that don't like to see his own kind date another race.
Right.
Me, I don't care who date who or whatever. He might be that type of racist. Now, it's different levels to races, just like it's different levels in anything in life. You have alcoholics, you have drunks, you have social drinkers, you have angry drinkers. So it's different levels with different things. Now, people just hear racist. They hear racist and they automatically go with, this is the worstest thing in life. It's different levels. I'm not saying Rich is running around there dreaming of hanging black people. He loved the black culture. That's one thing that everybody knows. Look at his vehicles he drives. Come on now. How many white men have 26-inch rims on a sedan? You see what I'm saying? It's just race is it's just crazy. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, do you have a problem with white people using the N-word?
Well, I have multiple different culture friends. Like me, like I say, any Joe Blow off the street use it, I don't give a damn. They can use it from here to the moon.
Right. But
if you're a role model and you have a large platform, there's certain things that you got to tread thin with.
Right.
Like I never once in my life used a word to bring down no race because I hang with too many and I talk that same crap with them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I can call them all type of things, but it's just certain names that you don't call certain people. Now, people say why blacks can use that word and not everybody else. The difference is blacks hear that word, they whoop your ass. Until you start whooping a black person ass for using that word, they're going to continue doing that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like fighting fire with fire. So that's why you letting some of us get away with physically harming y'all because of that word. So why use it? Or either if you hear a black person use that word, you go at them the same way that you think they would, because it's an eye for an eye at the end of the day.
But do you think if we want to eradicate that negative connotation word from our dialect, from our daily speaking, shouldn't everyone give up using the word?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But is it going to happen?
No.
Oh, that's just like, that's kind of like saying we should give up sweets,
Because they're no good for you, right?
Some things that's been here before time, it's just, I'm not the type that's going to be like, oh, woe is me. Like my ancestors went through that. I didn't,
Right.
I didn't get whipped in the back from no white master. I got my ass beat by a black man and a black woman, got the shit beat out of me by my parents. So
right.
I feel like shit. Like there's no way I can really take claim to that. Oh, you can't say this. It's just if you're a role model. That's just like me being a role model. If it came out that I've been sexually abusing my kids, that's it's just certain things you don't do when you're a role model. Now, when we see it on the news, we are disgusted. But when it's a role model, we gotta set an example.
Right. I understand. Okay, makes sense.
And that's my only argument. My argument is not, oh, I hate him, because I don't hate Rich at all. I'm not gonna ever hate this man because he gave me tools to make it far in this business. So I'm not going to hate the man. I'm just not going to fuck with him. I'm going to do him like I do my parents, like I do my own family, my own kind. I don't fuck with them.
Right.
They invite me to functions. I'm cool. I'm not going over there.
Okay.
He's nothing but a family now that I just refuse to deal with.
I got you. You just choose not to be involved. And I respect that. And I think that everyone's got to respect that, because we get to choose our friends. Unfortunately, we can't choose our family. But, we can avoid them at all costs when necessary. I know all about that. But, Mac, thanks for taking time out of your schedule and pulling over to the side of the road to talk to us for a couple minutes here. If you ever need anything, let us know. And if you're ever doing anything exciting, keep us in mind because we'd love to showcase it.
All right. Oh, and to everybody that's asking me when I'm going to let it go, I'm going to keep on poking when I get funny memes because it's funny to me. I'm going to always bring some type of humor. I'm on that side of the fence with everybody that make memes about Rich Piana. And I ain't gave him his own name. I got people calling him Regina. Only because of the tits and the ass and the cheeks and the eyeshadow and all of that. That's why I did that. But it's nothing to attack his manhood. You know what I'm saying? It's just all humor to me now.
Right.
I'm just a part of the joking squad now.
Look, at the end of the day, you have to learn to laugh at yourself because if not, you're going to self-destruct. Believe me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I laugh at myself more than anyone. I do some of the stupidest things, and people point it out, and I laugh. I don't take anything personal anymore. But I'm at a point in my life where I'm very comfortable with who I am. I think a lot of bodybuilders are very insecure, and they can't get past that, and they can't laugh at themselves. Flex Wheeler wanted to fight me because I had a TV show where people were criticizing him. So, it happens. There's a lot of people that are very sensitive.
Yeah, it's like, boy, listen, you might gotta get back in the gym hardcore.
Anyway, all right. Well, Mac,
they are on your bump, but at the same time, you gotta respect the person that's gonna speak their mind.
Right.
You can't hold that against them.
No.
And all you're doing is speaking your mind. Do it come off harsh? Yeah, who gives a fuck? But you said it.
Right.
Versus you act like Rich, you go in behind closed doors, then you tearing everybody a new ass. You give it to them different.
Yeah.
Just like me, you giving it to them gun barrel straight. You either take it with a grain of salt or you don't take it at all.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's true. You can always not listen to us either. That's the best way. If you don't like what we're saying, don't listen. Mac, thank you.
It's simple.
And when will we see you? Will you be at the Olympia?
Yeah, I'm definitely going out there to the Olympia. I'm going to do the Orange County Expo first, then I'm going to go to the Olympia.
All right.
I got to go there.
All right, so let's agree to maybe meet up and do a little video in person so we can have a little fun prior to the Olympia. All right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You down for that?
I'm not going there to start anything. I want no problems.
No, just me and you.
No problems.
No, just me and you. We'll get your Olympia predictions.
I'm going there to enjoy myself like always.
Who wins at the Olympia, Kai Green or Phil Heath in your estimation? Who's better?
Well, Kai Green don't have traps. His back area is not going to ever beat Phil's. Okay, he don't have biceps. He don't have triceps. It's like a lot of things that Kai don't have that Phil have. Now he get way harder than Phil, but Phil is all the way well-rounded. In my opinion, there's only going to be one person that's going to be able to knock Phil off his wagon, and that's going to be when Phil is not at his best, and that's going to be Remy. Yeah. But Kai is not going to be Phil. It's not because of the grapefruit thing, It's strictly because Phil have a totally different dimension to his body. Kai can outmask him when you just look at the way the muscle hang off of Phil, the way his joints tie in, the tableness, and every aspect of his body. Yeah, Kai got pretty strong legs and all of this, but that's not going to really win. So if I was Kai, I'll just stay out of the Olympia because he's not going to get it, in my opinion. They're not going to give it to him, and then he's going to go into a rage again, and it's just going to be ugly. So Phil just got it. I'm sorry.
Appreciate the honesty. We'll see if you're right, Mac Trucc, and we'll see you at the Olympia. For now, that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Yamamoto Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time.